Hey guys, so I tested out the cold air intake. Works fabulous. Lowered my EGTs down a lot. It's got a lot more power, and actually we tested it by going to pick up this. I got a Tahoe that caught on fire in the interior, but it's got a 5.3 LS in it, which I'm going to need for future projects. So it was a really good deal. I just couldn't pass it up. So anyhow, we went and scooped that thing up and brought it home. And anyhow, I'll take a video later on of it. But just to follow up, the EGTs were way better, and I'm really happy with the cold air intake. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Anyhow, as you saw on the car trailer, I picked up this Tahoe. I have a car on the side of the house that's under a car cover that's needs basically engine, transmission, all that stuff, and I always wanted to put an LS in it for reliability purposes. And I'm telling you what, I am just amazed at these LSs and how reliable they are. So anyhow, what happened to this thing is, as you can see, it caught fire on the inside. I guess that brings new meaning to the term smoked glass, but as you can see, the whole inside of this thing is melted. What a mess. What happened is the fella that owns it, apparently he used one of those little torch thingies to light his cigar and threw it up on the console, and it wasn't off, and it started a fire, and then the 3 bottles of cologne that was in the center console turned into 3 bombs that basically just completely torched the whole inside of the Tahoe. And you can see by the windshield just how hot that got. The fire department blew the hole in the top of it here so that they could put the fire out. But the good thing is that the engine compartment is completely untouched. I mean, it is absolutely flawless. Even the pigtail down there that goes through the firewall, all of it is awesome. The only thing that got damaged was the battery cables, because the fire department cut them so that they thought it was electrical fire. So anyhow, this side picked up yesterday. And just to give you an idea, the other side here, so believe it or not, which I'm going to prove to you in a minute here, I drove this into the shop. I drove this thing off of the car trailer that was hooked to the Ford and drove it in here. So I was going to do a startup for you, because basically, to all the haters out there, I'm not a Chevy guy or a Ford guy. I actually like Japanese cars the most. But that's pretty incredible that something that is that burnt, the dash lights still work and everything. It's crazy. And the ignition keys in the ignition, and it cranks it over and starts it up. So I have a disclaimer for you though. If you do not have much experience with electrical systems on a car or a truck, I say do not even try to do this, because this is by no means safe or anything like that. It's very sketchy. So I'm just showing you, just to prove to you guys how bulletproof these damn things are, that this thing could absolutely burn to the whole inside of this thing and melt that dash, and this thing still start up and run with the key nonetheless. So anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set up the tripod, and then I will fire this thing up just to show you guys, just prove to you guys that it does run, and I did drive it in here. So anyhow, that is a 5.3 Vortec LS, and that's got a future home in the car on the side of the house, which I will do a video for later, but I just wanted to wrap this up so that way you guys can see what's going on. Oh, and part B. It's even more amazing. All of these maxi fuses, none of them are blown. Considering that this thing caught on fire that bad. The only fuse that went bad, of course, is the courtesy light. Well, it's no longer available. But surprisingly, none of the maxi fuses or any of the other major component fuses went bad. Crazy. It didn't even blow this here. between the alternator and the battery. It see if I can pop it open with one hand. I mean, look at it, it's golden. So kudos to Chevrolet or GM. I mean, wow, I can't imagine there's many vehicles out there that could catch fire that bad and still start up and run. So anyhow, I will set up the tripod and I will temporarily hook up the negative battery cable, and I'll start this thing up just to show you guys that it actually does run. Okay, so like I said, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do this. This is really not safe, but I'm just trying to prove a point of how amazing this is that this thing actually runs and drives under its own power. So if you do not know what you're doing, don't do this, whatever. Please, I beg of you, don't. Door buzzer even works. Pretty crazy, huh? Unbelievable. Anyhow, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to eventually pull this motor out, but I wanted to get in the shop here so I could evaluate it a little bit. So anyhow, pretty amazing, the Tahoe running like that. Anyhow, I just wanted to thank you for watching my video, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button below, and hit the little bell notification. That way you don't miss my upcoming videos. I've got a whole bunch of projects in the pipeline. Still got to get the engine out of the Tahoe. I still got to get the 2J wired up. I'm waiting to get some information on the wiring harness for the 2J. There's a couple wires I need to figure out. Then I can get that rolling, and of course get the LS ready for the car. And plus I got a couple other things lined up as well. So anyhow, I appreciate you watching, and have a great night.